Let's bring in Michael Fabiano for some starts and sits for Week 10. Fabs, what's up? Let's start with the Chargers and Raiders tonight.
Yeah, let's do that, and we'll start off with Phillip Rivers, who is a very good start in this game tonight. You look at the numbers, over 21 fantasy points per game in his last 3 games against the Raiders, and the Raiders are the only team in the National Football League to have a lot of top 5 fantasy quarterback over the last 3 weeks. Now, in honor of money and DJ, I'm not going to go negative here with the Chargers. No sits. I'm going to give you another start. That's Mike Williams, who has scored 12-plus fantasy points in 3 of his last 5 games, had 111 yards last week. He's got the Raiders. They've allowed 4 top 10 wide receivers in their last 3 games, so I'm starting Mike Williams in this contest.
This is start-sit inflation, Fabs. We got 2 starts now? What's going on?
Yeah, man, it's in honor of our guys. I don't want to go negative with the Chargers there. We're going to stay positive.
I like that. Let's look over at these Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, and this one's low-hanging fruit, but, I mean, he's been one of the best running backs in fantasy football over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and that's Josh Jacobs. I mean, you look at the numbers. He is tied with Ezekiel Elliott for 3rd in touches per game among running backs since Week 5. The Chargers have allowed a top 12 back in 5 straight games. I'm expecting that to be 6 straight games after this contest. I will sit a former Charger in this game, and that's Tyrell Williams. I get it. It's a revenge game. If you like that narrative, okay, go ahead and play him. But this is a tough matchup for Tyrell against Casey Hayward. Pro Football Focus ranks this as the 3rd toughest wide receiver cornerback matchup of the week. So if you like the revenge game narrative, play Tyrell. Otherwise, I'd sit him.
Oh, that's the thing. I do like revenge games. It's actually what fuels my entire existence. So I will be starting.
Start him.
Tyrell Williams. Fabs, what's your start of the week?
I love Christian Kirk this week. What a great matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This should be the best fantasy game of the week, Patrick. When you look at the numbers, the Buccaneers have allowed the 2nd most fantasy points to slot receivers. That's where Kirk runs most of his routes, which is out of the slot. So he should put up a massive stat line in what should be a really high-scoring game in Tampa Bay. My sit of the week, Joe Mixon. Now, I get it. There's 6 teams on a bye. You probably got to play him. You don't have to like it. The last time he played the Ravens, fewer than 6 fantasy points. And in 5 career games against Baltimore, Mixon has reached double digits once. It's not good.
Oh, so that's that. Not just looking at the numbers, but looking inside them and seeing into Joe Mixon's soul. Stabbing it.
His soul's not looking good right now in that offense. Throwing the ball 70% of the time. It hasn't been a good season for Joe Mixon.
Well, you know what it is a good season for? It's always a good season to go to NFL.com/fantasy. Check out the work of Michael Fabiano and our sterling fantasy team.
Thanks, pal.